Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share with you guys my initial impressions of the brand new Toughbook 55. This is a ruggedized laptop from Panasonic that was just announced this morning, but the main benefit here is that this laptop is extremely customizable. It is ruggedized, it also adheres to the IP53 rating, and last but not least, the mil-spec rating of 810H, the latest revision of the mil-spec. That means this laptop should be able to work in almost any environment you can think about. This is TK, and this is XDATV. Let's check it out. So this is the Panasonic Toughbook 55. This is the latest edition from Panasonic in the line of Toughbooks. The cool thing about this is that if you have an existing, let's say, dock or any equipment that you've used with earlier versions of this laptop, you should be able to basically still use it, as the dock mechanism that they have on here is backwards compatible. On the left side, we have a couple of ports. We have a headphone jack and SD card option that is connected or covered by this IP53 rated port. It is a little bit harder to get out, but it's intended to do that so that you can definitely protect it in case of a splash. The model that I have does support a pen input, which is included in the box, as well as we now have here on the side a USB 3.0, USB-C, and a full-size Ethernet port. One of the battery packs is sitting right here. You're able to run 2 battery packs for up to 40 hours, depending on the model that you're using, and I think it was rated for the non-touch display model. Now on the right side, what I have here is a discrete graphics pack that I installed as part of the modularity that we get here. So I went ahead and took it out. You'll notice right there, there's a fan there. This is the Radeon pack that you're able to buy, and it basically increased the performance of your graphics card as opposed to just using the standard Intel one that we have built into the device. And of course, right next to that is the secondary battery. On the back, we have access to see basically the different ports. We have one of the exhaust fans. This is the dock mechanism. You have the ability of seeing the battery levels here. You'll notice right there, if I open one up, that gives me the battery level for the one on the right, and then I'll do it one more time for the left. The SSD is sitting right there. I'm able to just pop it up and upgrade it if you'd like to go more. It does come with a standard 512. We do have 8 gigs of RAM, and you're able to upgrade that all the way up to 64 gigs. This is the hot swappable bay, one of the 2 options. So what you end up having essentially is the ability of customizing it by changing the modules that fit in this port as well as the module that fit on this side. But before I go too far, here's one of the last ones I forgot to show you guys in the HDMI 2.0 and another USB 3.0 sitting at the back next to one of the other exhaust fans. Now the one I just showed you in there is the GPU pack. You're able to buy this after the fact. So the built-in system or the built-in spec that you get with this, you either get the i5 or the i7 model using the Intel graphics built in. And if you want to be able to expand that, you pick up a GPU pack that gives you the ability of using a Radeon discrete graphic card directly within your laptop. Now let's say you want to be able to use this device with an older generation monitor or so on, you're able to actually get one of these packs to be able to connect it directly using a VGA port. And that's something that we don't see on laptop these days at all. The ability of being backwards compatible to existing systems. So very easy. You get the I/O pack. You'll be able to basically use 2 screws to mount it in there, and it's pretty simple to use. And again, it makes it so that your laptop becomes backwards compatible, and not only that, future compatible with the HDMI port. Now, one of the other things you notice here is that this laptop did not come with any optical drives, but you are able to basically get either a Blu-ray or a DVD pack that gives you the ability of basically adding an entire drive. Now, unfortunately, this does replace the entire unit here, so you cannot have 2 modules running at the same time. So if you want to do this, you either have the GPU pack or the Blu-ray pack. Of course, if you want more storage in here, you're definitely able to do that with the SSD pack, which gives you the ability of adding an external SSD on top of the fact that you're able to upgrade the existing one here. So you can go all the way up to 2 terabytes total SSD space using the external pack, and of course, again, you 1 pack at a time for the external port right here. Now the battery pack is hot swappable. That's one of the cool things about it. And combined battery packs, you're saying you're supposed to be able to get up to 40 hours of usage with the not touch model. That's the model that does not include the 1000 nits as far as the brightness for the display, as well as it doesn't include the touch. They do offer a display that is non-touch with 1000 nits, but that's more of a custom order. The 2 existing models that you can get either one with or without touch. But again, both battery packs can run at the same time, and both provide us enough power to go for a very, very long time. Now charging this will be this really nice, it's not a massive brick, it actually is pretty light. This one does have obviously a US plug, but it also has basically a nice little distance on it to be able to have some distance between you and the wall connection. So the laptop does have a handle here that is easily extended as well as actually tucked in to make it very nice and flush. We have the indicator here for the batteries, as well as a little option here to be able to open up, so we can open up the display. And the model that we have here is the 14-inch 1000 nit model. This is a touch display, as I mentioned to you guys. So let's go ahead and open it up. And the really cool thing about this is that everything will work exactly the way you want it. You don't actually have to even use the pen. You can use your finger. And it actually works very, very nicely, very quick. It did come with a suite of applications installed from Panasonic to be able to basically use it. The front-facing camera that we have in here is supporting 1080p at 30 frames per second, as well as IR options to be able to take infrared images using the front camera, which is really, really nice as far as functionality. The display is actually very nice. Again, the model that we have here is the one that goes up to 1,000 nits. The speakers that we have in here are also able to go in all the way up to 92 decibels. The system here does support 4 sets of Tetra microphones to be able to get really good audio indoors and outdoors, specifically when you're doing conferencing on the go. The keyboard is replaceable. That's one of the other cool things that you can. Basically 3 screws right here. You can remove it, replace it with a Chinese one, an English one, an Arabic one, or even a European one that has a different setup. The touchpad is nice. It's present at the bottom. No issues at all using it. My only concern would be is I wish it was a little bit bigger, as I ended up basically always hitting it away. But that's mostly from memory because I'm using a MSI laptop that had a bigger touchpad. So keep in mind, everything will work very nicely. We do have a nice little mode here that I'll show you real quick, and that's the ability of turning up the display's brightness all the way to 1,000, which is what we have now. But if I hit that little option right here that looks like little glasses, it drops it down to 2 nits, and the display is actually not off. And the reason this is here, this is intended for, let's say, Army or even police force that are using night goggle visions, and they're trying to use their laptop. They can't use it at this brightness, as this becomes too bright for their goggles. They're able to drop the display brightness down to 2 nits, and that gives you the ability of actually using it without having to actually dim the display. It's just very easy function, and the little glasses option, and you're able to jump between the 2 different options there. As you saw, the Toughbook offers us a lot of options as when it comes to as far as customizations. You're able to buy different modules at the time of sale, or even you're able to customize it afterwards. There's going to be 2 different models. There's the i5 and the i7 model, one with touch and one without touch. The with touch one is the one that's going to give you the 1,000 nits of this brightness, as well as the ability basically getting basically that full touch experience with the pen. But if you're going to use this outdoors, you're going to be in the sun and you want to be able to see what you're looking at, this is definitely it. And if you're going to use this with night vision goggles, this is the laptop for you, because you can drop it down to 2 nits. And that's something that you cannot say on any other laptops on the market. This is intended to be a rugged laptop that works in many different environments. It is highly customizable at the time of purchase or even after you buy it. So that's one of the things you want to keep in mind. And of course, it has a lot of power inside with the i5 or the i7 model that you can get there. And you can exchange the keyboard, the RAM, the internal storage, all the other options that I showed you guys today. A lot of different options that you can do with this. Let me know in the comments below, what would you like me to focus on in the full review of the Toughbook 55 from Panasonic, as I want to spend a little bit more time. I've only had it for the last 48 hours and I haven't had a chance to fully use it and see the different options that we get with this. Like and subscribe as usual. Make sure you check out my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.